Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/AckleyAttack44227TV to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hello, I'm AckleyAttack4427, and aside from me being a well-known content creator on YouTube, I'm also known for putting together some pretty awesome cosplays. And a lot of that may be is because I actually do own a really good number of them. Now I'm not just talking about the normal varieties such as sci-fi and comic books, I also mean the incredible kind from stuff like movies, TV shows, video games, and anime. And I love the hell out of them. I enjoy looking like the characters I dress up as, and whenever I wear one for either a convention, a photo shoot, or anything else in particular, the experience was well worth it. So I'm doing a series talking about, well, everything revolving around cosplay. We're gonna go over everything ranging from some of the new ones that I've put together, what you can do to actually be a really great cosplayer, and to see if the experience will be well worth it. So sit back, relax, and get your sewing needles ready because this is CGS, aka a Cosplayer's Guide to Success. Yeah. Still looking mighty behind on my bar hand. Yeah. Yeah, I guess pretty much his and all of these will really give me a reminder on that. Oh, hi! Sorry about that. I didn't see you there for a moment. So yeah, anyways, hey guys, this is AckleyAttack4427 here with, of course, well, a brand new episode of CGS, aka a Cosplayer's Guide to Success for all of you guys, so yeah, I guess you actually, literally caught me at just, well, snap of fingers just like that, because, well, I was actually really admiring my badge that I currently have during my, pretty much on my last convention this year, which is of course KinshokuCon, so yeah, I guess it makes sense to actually bring this badge up for sure. So yeah, I guess for today's episode by far, I think it makes sense to actually devote pretty much my time for this episode with a little something that I thought we're gonna give hands down because, well, I guess pretty much of anything, seeing how I have been putting together such amazing cosplays for over a decade now for sure. I've actually been going to well over 30 plus conventions for quite frankly pretty much a little longer than I've actually been cosplaying for sure. So yeah, and that's pretty much a whole lot that I can say on my part, hands down. So yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind since 2013, I've been going to a lot of conventions for sure, and yeah, pretty much over the years, pretty much when I first started going to them, pretty much from the early to late 2010s for sure, to even making a comeback to them around 2022, since after the pandemic, hands down. I guess there's no doubt in my mind that my time at conventions have really grown and evolved a whole lot for sure. You naming these can range from, of course, me just being a regular attendee as normal, to even actually pretty much going all out and actually expand my horizons for conventions, hands down. Hell, I dare even say the hag. I say this year by far was actually a great year for me going to conventions for sure, because, well, obviously it was my first experience at pretty much at one that I went to judging a cosplay contest, and of course pretty much when I went to another one several months later, and I ended up volunteering over there for sure. So yeah, I guess you can tell that my time at conventions have really grown and evolved as of now, and I do hope it would actually keep on growing for many years to come, hands down. But that would lead to the ultimate question, however, seeing about pretty much almost none of you have actually been to a convention, what can you do to actually pretty much give yourself a real good time there for sure? In fact, if anything, what can you do pretty much during your time at a convention so that way you can actually make it through an entire weekend, hands down? Well, that's where we're actually going to be talking about in today's episode for sure. So yeah, pretty much of anything, conventions are always there to have a really great time for sure. But of course, if pretty much of anything, you do want to make sure that you make it through the entire weekend without having any issues whatsoever for sure. In fact, pretty much of anything, the conventions themselves have actually encouraged that for sure. So yeah, so I kind of figure for today's episode for sure, and don't worry, pretty much the whole cosplay part will definitely come in handy for sure. So yeah, there is a bit of involvement with, of course, cosplay. So yeah, but I guess I will have to. Well, I guess you'll definitely see later on, just like that for sure. So yeah, I guess for today's episode of A Cosplayer's Guide to Success, I figure I would give all of you guys pretty much some tips and tricks on how to survive an entire weekend at a convention for sure, because yeah, I think it would really help you out in the long run for sure. So yeah, that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So with that being said, I've compiled the whole list all together. So with that being said, let's get right to it. Alrighty then, well, now that we got the introduction out of the way, we can now go ahead and dive right into the tips and tricks on how to make it through an entire weekend at a convention for sure. And that would lead to, of course, the first category being, of course, this subject matter, and that being, of course, before you go. So yeah, pretty much if anything, pretty much going to a convention is one thing, but doing some stuff beforehand, hands down, is what really can help you out in the long run for sure. So yeah, pretty much of anything, when it comes to doing some stuff before you go to a convention for sure, there's actually two factors, and of course, all that for sure, that can really help you out in the long run, and that being, of course, the first thing being plan ahead. So yeah, pretty much if anything, it's always good to actually plan ahead pretty much before you go to a convention, so that way if there's something that could really pretty much catch your eye for sure, I say you're gonna be in for a really great time for sure to know what you might be expecting. So I guess for that aspect alone, my best recommendation by far is check the convention schedule for any must-see panels and events pretty much that you're interested in for sure. And of course, have a flexible game plan for sure. So So yeah, really try to fit all that in the long run for sure. So if there's any panels and events or anything else in particular that would really catch your eye and you really want to go for hands down, really think long and hard and actually start playing on that beforehand for sure. And if nothing works out for sure, definitely think of a plan B option that could really tie things over in the long run. So yeah. And of course, another thing you should mention is that pretty much when going to a convention, pretty much there are a good number of areas where, of course, you're going to be spending lots and lots of money. So I say for another tip, hands down, have a really great budget for, of course, going to a convention. So yeah, and for that thought alone, if of course, pretty much. If, of course, you're in need for some vendors who might not be able to take other forms of payment, like, of course, pretty much a credit card or a debit card, or, of course, pretty much a Cash App or whatever, due to a really spotty Wi-Fi service that's actually provided, it's always best to actually bring more cash than what you might think for sure, because, yeah, pretty much, if anything, pretty much it can be quite expensive for sure. So yeah, pretty much if electronic payments don't work, it's always good to actually have physical cash on hand, so that way it can help you out in the long run for sure. So yeah, trust me, I've actually brought a lot of money with me whenever I go to a convention, just for a good measure, hands down for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So those are, of course, what I can say pretty much on some stuff you can do before you go for sure. And if you actually got all those down for sure, I say you're in good hands on that. Okay, then, pretty much now that we got some things settled on what you can do before you go, there's, of course, a few other things that you should mention that would tie into the next category in all this. Pack smart. So yeah, pretty much if anything, having a large wallet and of course playing ahead is one thing, but that's not enough, hands down. You gotta pack up all the stuff that you need pretty much in case you do want to go for sure. Like, it won't just involve pretty much if anything just like a regular old suitcase and stuff full of your clothes and belongings and stuff, or I guess pretty much if anything, your cosplays that you want to bring for sure. No, there are plenty of other stuff that you need to pack as well. Like, of course, you definitely need to get yourself a backpack or tote bag, so that way you can carry pretty much all of your essentials with you for sure. So that can actually help you out in the long run. And another thing that you should really bring with you for a good measure is definitely bring a pretty much a portable charger with you for sure, because yeah, if anything, the battery life in let's say a phone or camera or anything in particular will in fact drain fast for sure. So having a portable charger with you can really help you out in the long run for sure. So yeah, and that's something I've been delving into in recent years. Whenever I go to a convention for sure, I always bring like a portable charger or generator with me, so that way I can actually have exactly what I need. So that way, pretty much all the battery life in my phone and of course my camera and stuff can of course pretty much be occupied just like that without any issue whatsoever. So yeah, portable chargers can really help you out in the long run, and well, if you actually don't have one in your hands, I say you should definitely pretty much consider buying one beforehand for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, and of course, another thing that you should keep in mind is that definitely bring pretty much plenty of hand sanitizer and tissues with you for sure. And those are, of course, pretty much are quite useful hands down, because Well, I guess surprisingly enough, since after what we've been through with the pandemic for sure, pretty much of anything, health and safety is always the #1 priority for everyone going to a convention for sure. And trust me, having hand sanitizer and tissues can be very essential for crowded spaces for sure. In fact, if anything, ever since I went to TorCon back in 2022 for sure, as part of my massive comeback for sure, I always bring a nice little small bottle of hand sanitizer with me, so that way I can actually keep myself occupied for sure, so that way I won't catch anyone who is absolutely sick for sure, or I guess in this case, get myself sick for sure, So yeah, but like I said, the health and safety of others is actually very important, hands down, so you definitely need to bear that in mind for sure, So yeah, and of course, pretty much of anything, always make sure that in case you need a little something to fill up your belly, definitely bring some snacks with you for sure, like say maybe some protein bars or maybe some fruit or trail mix, all of which to avoid any food that are of course overpriced for sure, So yeah, pretty much of anything, you can't always pretty much have a good time at a convention on an empty stomach for sure, and trust me, I'm pretty sure we'll get to that aspect later on for sure, so yeah, having a good meal is one thing, but it's always good to actually have some snacks on hand in case pretty much you don't feel like waiting for, of course, your next meal for sure, So yeah, but that's at least what I can say on, of course, that front. And another thing you should definitely bring for sure is, of course, a reusable water bottle, hands down. And that could come in handy pretty much in case you actually come across a water fountain for sure and you need to refill and stuff for sure, So yeah, pretty much if anything, water is always going to help you out in the long run to really help you get through an entire weekend for sure. Trust me, I've actually been drinking plenty of water, hands down, for a long time now for sure. And trust me when I actually say they're actually really quite helpful in the long run for sure. So yeah. That's some good stuff, So yeah, and another thing that you should definitely bring in case you want to pack some stuff pretty much to bring with you for sure. Well, surprisingly enough, seeing how pretty much I did mention my cosplays that I actually got right here. That's another thing you should definitely bring, hands down, like not just your entire cosplay lineup that you want to bring at a convention for sure. But you also need to bring a cosplay kit with you as well, which I did discuss in, of course, the previous episode for sure. So yeah, pretty much of anything, if you're actually cosplaying for sure, definitely bring some essentials and stuff, pretty much for some really great repairs and stuff, like, of course, safety pins, tape, and that's just to name me a few. But then again, I did discuss it in, of course, the previous episode for sure, so if you want a little bit more detail on that, then go watch the last episode to help refresh your mind, So yeah, all that and more can really help you out in the long run for sure, to really help you having a great time at a convention for sure. Not only pretty much making sure you have everything you need to give yourself a good time, but also do it in a safe and of course more refreshing mindset, of course, on your part, hands down. So yeah. Alrighty then, well, now that we actually got those hands down, we might as well get right on to the fun big, and of course, this episode for sure. And that would tie into, of course, the next factor that I want to mention, which is, of course, what you would do, well, during the convention, So yeah, pretty much if anything, now that you're at the convention, you're actually at for sure, I guess pretty much of anything, you are actually gonna be expecting to actually do some stuff that will give you a really great time for sure. And for while that is the case, yes, there are plenty of others that, yeah, there are plenty of other factors and stuff that can really help you out while you're having a great time at the convention for sure. And seeing how I did mention for the fact that conventions do care about everyone's health and safety for sure. That's one of the two things that I should mention for sure, and that being, of course, always stay healthy for sure. And what do I mean by this? Hands down. So yeah, normally I think in this case, conventions actually do have pretty much on what they call pretty much the 6-2-1 rule, hands down. And what do I mean by this? Well, pretty much of anything, the 6-2-1 rule actually stands for, of course, pretty much the three following things that you could do. Have about 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals a day, and of course, take a shower at least once a day for sure. So yeah, and that's of course one thing that you should do, hands down. You can't always party out all day and all night for sure. You really need to make sure that you keep yourself healthy, hands down, so that way you won't get yourself sick or worse, or at least die for sure. So yeah, pretty much as I mentioned earlier, it's always important to drink lots of water during the time of the convention. Have some regular meals every pretty much during your time, hands down. And of course, if you're exhausted out from such a great time on one day and can't wait to do it again for the next day, it's always best to get some sleep as well. So yeah, conventions do highly encourage the 6-2-1 rule, hands down. So it's always good to actually follow it, hands down. So yeah, and another thing that you should definitely keep in mind, of course, that front is, of course, pretty much wear some really comfy shoes, hands down. Now, that is crucial, seeing how you're going to be walking around the convention all day for sure. So it's always good to actually wear some comfy shoes, so that way pretty much your feet won't get tired out, or at least hurt, hands down, right to the point where you pretty much just collapse on the floor for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. And another thing that you should definitely consider, hands down, is, of course, manage your time. And yeah, pretty much of anything, managing time can really help you out in the long run for sure, because for one thing, lines actually form pretty early, hands down for sure. So it's always good to actually try to take advantage of course, all that for sure, and everything else that you would do during the convention for sure. And of course, let's not forget to mention, it's always good to actually take breaks to rest and recharge, so that way you'll have plenty of energy within you to keep on going for sure. So yeah. And of course, when I was at Retro Game Con some time ago volunteering for the cosplay department, I did actually pretty much take advantage of course, pretty much in helping out with, of course, the cosplay lounge for sure. And that actually does help encourage people to, of course, come in and actually pretty much take a nice break to rest and relax for sure. So that way, they'll be fully recharged, hands down. So yeah, pretty much if anything, looking back, of course, on my time volunteering to help out with the cosplay lounge, I say it really is quite nice for sure. I mean, yeah, I do have to give the attendees the best I can to help them wind down for sure, but I do encourage them to do plenty of stuff while they're actually there for sure, to which I think I actually did showcase everything I can with the cosplay lounge during my vlog at Retro Game Con a couple months ago for sure. So yeah, that will explain more detail on that for sure. So yeah, and of course, another thing that you should really bear in mind during the convention for sure is it's always good to actually explore, hands down. What do I mean by this, you may ask? Well, pretty much of anything, if you actually pretty much go to the vendor hall and artist alley for sure, you don't want to pretty much go to a booth and just buy something from them right away. No, not at all. My best recommendation, of course, on that front is do a full entire lap of the vendor hall and artist alley to see everything before you actually buy for sure. And And of course, the same thing can be applied for many of other areas during the convention for sure. Like, of course, don't be afraid to actually try out some new games or activities that they actually providing for sure, because that can really help you out in the long run for sure. So yeah, that's of course the one thing you need to bear in mind during the time at the convention for sure. So yeah, if you can do all that, hands down, I say you're gonna be in for a real great time for sure. And nothing's stopping you from having a good time at the convention that you're going to, hands down, because let's face it, the possibilities are endless. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah. Alrighty then, well, now that we actually got all those hands down, there's of course one other factor that I need to mention when it comes to this case for sure, and that being of course the most important thing during the time at the convention for sure, and that being of course being mindful to others. So yeah, pretty much of anything, I know, hands down, that you're not the only person going to a convention for sure. There are several others that pretty much that are going there around the same time as you do for sure. So it's always good to actually try to be mindful of other people that are actually going there for sure. And of course, that will lead to, of course, pretty much one of a few factors that you can do in, of course, that aspect alone for sure, right? And that being, of course, the most important of all is definitely give plenty of people space for sure, right? Pretty much, if anything, if there's any specific guests and stuff that are there that you're excited for, hands down, always pretty much best to pretty much contain yourself, hands down, and well, don't do anything to freak them out, hands down, nor do anything in a really creepy manner for sure. No, you really need to keep yourself composed and actually pretty much be relaxed as possible, especially if it's of course someone that you recognize and you love and admire for sure, right? That are actually there that you really want to meet for sure. These can range from, of course, voice actors to musicians to internet celebrities and stuff, and that's just to name a few for sure. So yeah, don't do anything that would freak them out for sure. And yeah, and I can apply to, of course, the same thing for cosplayers like myself for sure. And that is, of course, the most important thing that I should mention for sure. We do know pretty much the old saying, cosplay is not consent. So yeah, that alone has, of course, been an ongoing thing for well over a decade now for sure, and for good reason for sure, because yeah, pretty much of anything, pretty much conventions really do want to encourage themselves to being a nice, safe environment for sure, and they do actually want to show support for the cosplay community, hands down, because yeah, pretty much if anything, we have been living in a world where, of course, anyone can be creeped out by anyone that would actually have, let's just say, fetishes for any cosplayers for sure. Cosplay is their favorite character for sure. So yeah. And seeing how the cosplay is not consent movement has been going on as we speak, and especially evolved ever since the hashtag #MeToo movement has officially started back in 2017 for sure. Yeah, pretty much we are actually starting to actually see cosplayers be treated like actual human beings for sure, and I do want that to keep on going, hands down. So yeah, pretty much of anything, a lot like everything else that I should mention for sure, we do not encourage sexual harassment or anything in particular that would actually pretty much would ruin cosplayers in particular for sure. No, we need to be mindful and respectful to all those for sure. So yeah, and like I said, it's not just other people's health, safety is also the number one priority, hands down, because yeah, let's face it, pretty much of anything, if none of pretty much all this would happen in the first place, then yeah, I'm pretty sure we'd be engaged where police would actually be called upon to conventions and just walk away without any sort of evidence whatsoever. But I'm glad to see the Cosplay is Not Consent movement is still around for sure and has continued to grow and evolve. So yeah, that's of course one thing that you should mention. And of course, pretty much of anything for any panels and events for sure, let's face it, there are plenty of people who really want to see them as well for sure. So if you don't want anything to block their way for sure or do anything to disturb them, I say pretty much of anything, if you actually have large headpieces hands down, probably, I think it's best to remove them during the panel for sure. And of course, let's not forget to mention, seeing how I did mention that you can bring snacks with you for sure, definitely unwrap pretty much the noisy snacks first before the panel starts for sure. So that way you won't do anything that would actually disturb anyone in particular. So yeah. But that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, it's always great to have a great time at conventions, but definitely start thinking about being mindful of others beforehand for sure. So yeah. Alrighty then, well, now that we actually got all those done for sure, I think we might as well move on to the last factor that I need to mention, and of course, surviving a convention in particular, and that being, of course, some key etiquette and tricks, hands down. So yeah, trust me, that is, of course, gonna help you out in the long run for sure, because if anything, it really is going to help you out, and of course, pretty much on where you need to be for sure. So yeah, a good example, of course, all that is, of course, as I mentioned earlier, cash is, of course, the king, and of course, pretty much in case you want to buy some stuff at a convention for sure, and of course, pretty much of anything, some vendors and artists actually do prefer hands down, so it's always good to actually bring some cash with you. And of course, another thing that you should mention is that in case a program book doesn't actually come in handy for sure, pretty much of anything, it's always good to actually download apps or maps beforehand for sure, because if anything, Wi-Fi and cell service can be very spotty hands down, so it's always good to actually pretty much take advantage of that for sure. And of course, most importantly, seeing how pretty much I did have my water bottle with me, always make sure you stay hydrated for sure, because if anything, pretty much the air at a convention center or a hotel or any venue in particular can be very dry for sure, and you'll be doing a lot of walking around for sure. So of course, it's always good to actually bring some water with you, and of course, if anything, they do have water stations available just in case you do need a nice drink for sure. So yeah, and of course, pretty much of anything, in case you actually get separated from, of course, your friends that you're pretty much having a good time with, hands down, always make sure to pretty much find some good meetup spots, hands down, so that way, pretty much of anything, it's always good to actually agree on a meeting point that you can meet your friends and family with by the time you go for sure. So always make sure to take advantage of that alone for sure. And of course, pretty much for the final part, of course, that's a category for sure. That being, of course, what to do after a convention for sure. And yeah, and that can of course range from plenty of stuff that you could do, like of course stay in touch with your new friends if you actually came across them during the time of the convention, and moreover, definitely organize the pictures and resources that you actually took during the time for sure. So yeah, it's always good to actually have all those hands down once the convention is over, and pretty much once one convention is over, another one will begin later on down the road. So I say it's always good to utilize those pretty much key tips and tricks and stuff when you're at a convention for sure. So yeah. And And I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, I guess overall, those are of course all the tips and tricks that you could do to help you survive a really great time at a convention for sure. Because if anything, yeah, it can really exhaust you out for an entire weekend, hands down. But the key important thing when it comes to going to a convention for sure is, well, you're always guaranteed to actually have a great time for sure, and that's something conventions do encourage people to do, hands down, and that being, of course, have a good time for sure. So yeah, and trust me, I've been going to well over 30 conventions in well over a decade now for sure, and even pretty much showcasing them and covering them in my convention vlogs on my channel for a long time now for sure. So yeah, that's something I've been sticking with throughout my YouTube career, and that's something I'll keep on going, hands down. So yeah, and like I said, I do want my time at conventions to keep on growing and evolving, hands down, and I do want pretty much, I do want to give everyone a great time, no matter what I do, hands down. So yeah, and that's the one thing I really do love and admire about going to conventions. Sometimes I might actually meet some friends that I know of and make some new ones that I do love and admire. I pretty much get to meet some really great people I love and admire in person, and that's what really matters. And of course, let's not forget to mention, I'm at a point where, of course, what I'm doing with, of course, my time at conventions are starting to grow and evolve, hands down. I'm pretty much taking baby steps to actually becoming a public figure, much like pretty much every other well-known pretty much cosplayer or voice actor or anyone in particular for sure. So yeah, I'm at a slow process, yes, but I'm always guaranteed to have a great time. And hell, I dare even say, I even did get to meet some fans of course, on my channel for sure, pretty much in person, hands down. And I do hope that keeps on going, hands down, for sure, because that's the one thing that really warms my heart whenever I go to a convention, for sure. So yeah. Pretty much of anything, I think it's what I can say, of course, that front for sure. And for the fact that I've been doing it for over a decade now, I think it does show that my time at conventions is not stopping anytime soon for sure. And of course, seeing how pretty much I have completed my time at conventions for this year alone, which turned out really great. I'll be really looking forward to seeing what comes next for what conventions I'll go to for next year for sure. So yeah, but we'll have to wait and see on that, hands down. And if that actually does happen, well, I guess it'll give me a good time to, of course, fire up my camera and actually vlog my time there for sure. So yeah, whatever I can do to help fuel my channel, hands down, for sure, or of course do some stuff that'll get me out of the house for sure, I think I'm in good hands. So yeah, and I guess on that thought alone, I think I might as well end this episode here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and by all means, let me know what you think down in the comments down below. I would love to see what you guys think of this one for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and well, I guess now that I actually got all that taken care of, I'll be quite curious to see what conventions I'll be going to for next year for sure. So yeah, I've got a lot to think about for sure, and hopefully if things go according to plan, I think it might actually happen for sure. So I guess until then, I guess I'll pretty much still take the time to think about what cosplays I'll actually work on pretty much during that time for sure. So yeah, but until that actually happens, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is AckleyTack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the ThomasFan1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.